Church of the Larger Fellowship, a Unitarian Universalist congregation with no geographical boundary, working toward creating a global spiritual community, rooted in profound love, which cultivates wonder, imagination, and the courage to act. Adapting to the COVID-19 pandemic has been difficult for many bricks and mortar congregations. Early on in the pandemic, we were in a unique position to assist many congregations with the transition. We hosted special episodes of The VUU, provided advice and counseling to religious professionals, and trained congregations for live streaming worship, all while providing robust online programming for our members. From worship to covenant groups, from classes to pastoral care, and from our monthly magazine to our letter writing ministry, we have found ways to build connection and community even through the screen. We have been a model for ministry on the margins, providing services for isolated Unitarian Universalists, becoming a spiritual lifeline for our members in prison, and investing in innovative ministry. We know better than anyone how deep and meaningful connections can be formed even from a distance. Unitarian Universalists have faced many challenges in these times, and we continue to persevere and to fight for justice and equity for all people, especially during moments of crisis. We are proud to be a leader in this faith movement, and we invite you to get involved in our ministry. We strive to be a place where anyone from anywhere can find spiritual refuge anytime they need it. Welcome to the Unitarian Universalist Church of the Larger Fellowship. We are so excited to bring you an all-new episode of The VUU. The VUU is a weekly Unitarian Universalist talk show discussing important faith-based topics from an anti-racist, anti-oppressive, and multicultural perspective. Every Thursday for the past 7 years, we have welcomed guests from every corner of the world. Our guests are writers, scholars, activists, and religious thought leaders who are shaping Unitarian Universalism and society for the 21st century and beyond. I hope today's show inspires you. Hope it builds your faith. Hope it gives you perspective to see the power of Unitarian Universalism at work in your life. Enjoy the message.
Hi, welcome everyone to today's episode of The VUU. We are so glad that you are here joining us. Wait a second, there's just me. Hi everyone, I'm Christina Rivera, she, her pronouns. I'm coming to you live from the beautiful coastal city of Nahant, just outside of Boston, Massachusetts. And the weather is just gorgeous. It's a gorgeous fall day, cool, breezy, clouds, just big, beautiful, puffy clouds. And today is a very special episode of The VUU because you just get me. That's it, folks. It's just me here today on The VUU. We have all of our regular co-hosts are off doing other wonderful and needed things in ministry within Unitarian Universalism. And so this is going to be like the quickest view you've ever probably experienced before. We don't have a guest. I'm just really here to tell you about a few things that have been going on. I know some folks in the CLF world have been worried about me. I was in at my home in Puerto Rico during Hurricane Fiona, and we did experience damage and power outage and water loss and all of those kinds of things. I was fortunate and have the privilege that I needed to leave to take care of business commitments. And so I did, after being there for a week after the hurricane left. But during that week, I was doing relief work. Thank you everyone who donated. The funds went to in $50 grant increments to families who could use it on anything they wanted. I was doing a lot of water hauling, gasoline or diesel hauling, getting medical supplies to folks, making sure that folks who were medically fragile or had medical needs, I should say, had fuel for their generators so that their medical equipment could continue to work. Right now, the majority of Puerto Rico has their power and water back. However, large sections to the west and south still do not and are not scheduled to get power back until October 6th. So if you can continue to support those folks, we'll put a link in the chat down below. I think it's down below in YouTube still. To Taller Salud, which is a grassroots community organization that is doing relief work on the ground in Puerto Rico. We also know that Hurricane Ian has devastated parts of Florida, and it continues to move up the coast. So for that, I would encourage folks to donate to the UUA Relief Fund, the Disaster Relief Fund, and we'll also put the link to that as well. UUA Disaster Relief Fund makes low barrier grants to UU organizations in disaster hit areas, so that they can then turn around and distribute those funds as are needed. So both of those are really great organizations to support. One of the ways that you can support our prison ministry is, I believe, here at the CLF, I believe that we are 2 or 3 people away from having pen pals for all of our requested pen pals through the month of August. So if you are not a UU pen pal to an incarcerated Unitarian Universalist, please think about doing a pen pal program. It really means a lot to the folks who are incarcerated, and we hear from our free world pen pals all the time what a transformational process and relationship it can be for them as well. It doesn't always work out, and that's fine too. But if you can sign up to be a pen pal and just write a letter every once in a while to an incarcerated Unitarian Universalist, you will be doing the work of Unitarian Universalism to help keep everybody's soul and spirit free. And lastly, I would be in big trouble with our communications and fundraising managers if I didn't mention that CLF right now is having a Faithify campaign for the Worthy Now Prison Ministry program. And the best part of that is that not the best part, one of the best parts of that is that the Shelter Rock Beach program has provided us with a matching grant. So your dollar is doubled. So if you give $1, the program gets $2. If you give $10, we get 20. If you give 100, we get 200. You get it. So right now is a really excellent time to be making that donation so that we can get that matching grant. We would really appreciate your support, and our incarcerated Unitarian Universalists really appreciate your support. Another way that you can be involved at the CLF is through our covenant groups. We are signing up for covenant groups right now. They should be launching next month. Covenant groups are a closed circle of UUs who get together to discuss topics for the better part of a year, probably about 6 to 9 months. And there is a facilitator for each covenant group. And it just allows us to go deeper into our faith relationship with each other and with our theology. So I really highly encourage the covenant groups. Check it out. We've got covenant groups at different times of the day and evening. So if you're in a different time zone, you should be able to find a covenant group that works for you. And if you can't, we also have an asynchronous covenant group. That is a covenant group that doesn't actually meet live, but does all of their discussions virtually. So that's what I have for you today, folks. I can say that this is the first time that I've ever gone through a hurricane. I have been through other natural disasters, such as earthquakes, mudslides, and things like that. This was the first time for me for a hurricane, and it was really scary. It was really scary. Just with the unknown, right? Just sitting through as the hurricane is passing, that unknown of, is it going to get better? Is it going to get worse? What is this going to look like? We had, like I said, flooding in my apartment. And so I didn't know, was this flooding going to get worse? Did I need to leave the apartment? Did I need to stay in the apartment? What did we need to do? And then the aftermath of it is also something that goes out of the news quickly, but for the folks that are living it, really remains with them for a long time. So I'm very honored and privileged to be part of the co-lead ministry team here at the CLF, and for all of the prayers and well wishes that I received from our CLF family. Thank you very much. It meant the world to me. That's it today for the VUU, folks. Check in with us next week, where I believe we will be at full power, full strength back here at the VUU. Thanks so much. Take care and be well.
Thank you for joining us. Special thanks to those of you who give generously to this ministry. It is because of you that this ministry is possible. You can click the link in the description to give now, or visit clfuu.org/give for more information. We hope you will join us next week for another episode of The VUU.